Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Curl Outdoors. Today, I'm gonna teach you how to pitch from the gear to the setup to the technique. So you've probably heard of flipping and pitching. Now, there's a difference. Flipping is when you take line out and then you kind of hold it down here and go. It's good for bed fishing from the bank, actually, but pitching is what you see guys doing a lot. They'll do it at bushes, a lot of times from the boat, but you can do it from the bank as well. But I'm going to go over a couple of different gear setups I use, from baitcaster to even a spinning reel, and what type of line I'll go ahead and use with them, and what type of baits I'll throw with them. So we're about to get started. I got my tackle laid out. I'll even go over what baits you will see and what baits you will pitch. So I'll go over that. Just stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. Welcome to it if you're new. If you don't mind, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Check out Super K Jigs. I'm actually going to be using for 2 of my 3 setups from Super K Jigs. Link in the description. Go check them out. And we'll get right into it. Okay, guys, to start off, we're going to be going over the most basic of baitcaster. That's what you're going to see people most of the time pitch with, whether it be bushes, heavy cover. And the first bait I'm going to go ahead and use is a simple flipping jig. So you can use really any type of jig, but flipping jigs are specifically designed for flipping, as you can tell by the name, because of their thicker skirts and weed guards. And I'll actually go ahead and tell y'all the difference between a flipping jig and a skipping jig. It's pretty able to tell the difference between either of those and a swim jig, because of the swim jig's head. If I can get one of these out. So, when I'm taking a look at both of these baits heads, I'm going to first look at how well they stand up. You can't really see it, but second, you're going to look at the heads. Now, the black and blue, well, Super K Jigs got good hooks. I just found out. But when you're looking at the heads on these different jigs, also got great skirts on 2K Jigs. That's why y'all gotta check them out. But one head is flat to skip, especially up here, while this one's more rounded. And this one also, it's a spar lock flipping jig, so it's screwed. That screw is going to keep your bait on a whole lot better than just the simple hook. Not saying this won't keep your bait on. And another thing is, you're generally going to have a thicker skirt on your flipping jig, and your weed guard's a bit longer. So that's the difference between a flipping and a skipping jig. But here we have our Super K Jig Spotlight flipping jig in black and blue, not boo, it's not Halloween. And let me go over this baitcaster actually real quick. So this is a 7'3" medium heavy Daiwa Procaster 80. It's a 7:5:1 gear ratio. You're gonna normally want faster gear ratios for flipping and get them out of those bushes real quick with 15-pound fluorocarbon on it. I throw 15-pound fluorocarbon on everything because I don't have as many setups, so I need more versatility in my bait casters. But if you want to, you can put braid with a leader on it, and you can also go heavy on the fluorocarbon, but I wouldn't say go much lighter than 15 personally. This was my first flipping combo, not my first baitcaster. My first one was a 7-foot medium heavy, which actually made me better at pitching, because learning on a 7'3" is generally viewed as the shortest you can go for pitching, but being able to learn on that 7 foot made me able to pitch further. But we're going to start off here. If you want to know what knot I'm going to use, go check my How to Tie the Uni Knot video. Actually, no. You can also use a Palomar knot. You can tie the improved clinch knot, which I also have a video on, but I'm just going to go with the uni knot. I was going to go with the Palomar and teach y'all, but I'll make a separate video off that. But if you don't remember, we're going to take our line like this. Take our line, loop it around 2 fingers, come here, and twist 5 times. And we're going to pull it tight. Wet your line and pull it tight. Cut this tag in with wherever my scissors went. Well, I got my pliers here. So yeah, you're gonna, like I've been saying, kind of pitch around bushes. Any type of cover is really good. You can even pitch around weed lines with this next pitching rig I'll show you. But here you have it. And a good trailer for anything like this could be, let's see, one of my favorites, especially for the black and blue, would be the Guggenbait's Rattling Chunk. But another one of my favorites is, I don't know if I have it in this bag, but let me check, see if I have one, but it's a X-Zone Craw. X-Zone makes great products. I don't know if I'll be able to find one or not, but trust me, X-Zone has great products that they make, and yeah. But you're gonna want to put a trailer on the back of this jig, and I'm just gonna, excuse me, but like, I'm just gonna use something that actually no, I'll use one of these Z-Hogs. It don't match if I don't want to use a Rattling Chunk, because I'm not going to be throwing this right now, probably. But normally, you're going to want to match your colors, of course. So don't do black and blue and watermelon red, actually. And you're going to want to choose your colors, of course, on your water clarity. So if it's clear, green, pumpkin, watermelon red, dirty, black, and blue. But when you're rigging your trailer up, just go push it right through. Okay. And you can move the weed guard out of the way. Of course, I kind of just push mine to the side with the soft plastic. And once you get to where you're around the bend, that's when you can go ahead and point your hook point through and just kind of, I went a little late on that one, but you get the gist of it. That one, you can kind of just tear it a bit, and boom. That's where you go. This is actually going to be the rig that I'm going to show y'all the technique on how to pitch with a baitcaster. Next, we're going to go with another common baitcaster technique. Actually, before we get into that, I'm going to talk about how to pitch with soft plastics, because that's what our next rig's going to be. It's going to be a Texas rig made for pitching. And you're going to, a lot of times, you're either going to pitch with a creature like a craw, baby brush hog, X-Zone adrenaline bug, or a Senko. Those are 2 staples when it comes to pitching, but you can pitch really anything. It's not like skipping where you need something flat. So here I have a 7'3" medium heavy, extra fast action Johnny Moore's Carbon Light 2.0 with a Shimano SLX DC 151 HG. That means it's 8.2 to 1. No, it's XG. But one tip with the Shimano DCs, if you want to get the hum, either move your dial to 4 or 3 on the SLX DCs. But as you can see here, we have a Texas rig speed worm. We can cut that off real quick with our handy dandy pliers. Got rods falling everywhere. Just do that. And now here is our start with rigging the Texas rigged pigeon rig, soft plastic. So here I got some weight pegs. You can just get them from like $3 at Dick's Academy. These are just BMCs, nothing special. Straighten out my line. See if I can get it through this little one. Okay. So, how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna get these out of the way. So, you're gonna take your little thing, and there's a little metal loop that's really hard to see right here. You're gonna thread about 1 to 2 inches of your line in and pull the peg up off the wire onto your line. And you're going to pull it past that tag end. I've made that one a bit too long. Oh, now we got it. And so it's going to look like this on your line. Just go ahead and slide that way up your line so you have plenty of room to tie your knot. And normally I throw a 1/8 ounce with Texas rigs, but when I'm flipping, I need to get some distance, and I have to get that thing to sink fast since your strike zone's a whole lot smaller. Now, something else you could pitch a Texas rig or a soft plastic with is a shake head. This is a 1/4 ounce shake head from Super K Jigs, and it would work great with this Senko or trick worms. But we're going to just do the basic Texas rig for now. So we've slid our peg well up the line. I'm actually going to cut where I did the tag in because it's a little messed up. And I don't want to, when you're pitching, normally you're going for some big fish. So I don't want to break off and be disappointed. But if you want to talk about not being disappointed, I got some banger bids coming up for y'all very, very soon. It may or may not involve some type of boat. That's all I'm going to say. So get the knife out here. Here's a little tip for y'all to know. If you ever find your bullet weight where the metal has come in on it a bit, just take a knife, rotate it, and it opens your hole back. It's happening very weird. So, just gonna go ahead, take our bullet weight, slide it through, up our line, and get that good way down. Now, when I'm flipping, extra wide gap is what I go with. Now, I throw extra wide gap 99.9% of the time, but when I'm pitching, a lot of times I'm be throwing a creature. But if I decide I'm just going to throw this Senko, I might go with a straight shank to get more power out of that hook set. But, like I said, extra wide gaps just makes it very easy to rig, and you get a bit more room. So I'm going to come here. Actually, I'm going to tie a Palomar on this one, just because I feel like it. I'm going to make a video on the Palomar too. Actually, I'm going to have to. Okay, so we got our knot tied. Now, we can go ahead and drop our weight down. And with that, we're going to slide our peg down. Now, if you want to, you can slide your peg up a bit to get a bit more action, but I normally just keep it all the way down. I find it easier to pitch that way. Why did I just talk like that? I don't know. Now we're gonna take some Senkos. These are big bite baits. You can bunker logs, Yamamotos, Zinky, Dingers, Axones, True Center Sticks. I don't know. Just use a Senko. Get them out. This is a great stick. Green pumpkin chartreuse, which is actually very good. That chartreuse is going to stick out, and that bush and grass, whatever you're pitching. Next, I made a video on how to Texas rig, but I'm just going to go over it one more time. Up, through the head, till you get to where it bends. Poke your hook out. Slide. Don't twist right here. I'm actually going to move the weight up just for a bit while I'm rigging to give me a little extra room. Now twist your hook. Get it over that knot, but it don't have to be perfect. Bend it flush with the hook. Poke it through, and then you're going to kind of put some slack back. Dig that hook point back in. And if you want to, you can bring that up. But you should be able to run your finger over it. Slide our peg down. And that is a Texas rig ready for pitching. But if you just wanted to throw a normal Texas rig, you can just do without the peg weight. Finally, it's my underdog. You might be asking, why in the world do you have a spinning rod out? I'll tell you. I gotta put a new leader on this thing. But this is 30-pound braid to a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader. You might be like, that is heavy as mess for a spinning reel. And I know. But I don't throw drop shots. I flip with my spinning reels. And what I flip with are finesse jigs. So here are different couple types of finesse jigs. We have a lion's mane from Super K Jigs, a banded football jig from Super K Jigs, and a timber tickler. I most normally throw a timber tickler because it's the way I like to go, but the football jigs work great too. This has very much of a swim jig head design, but also can be used to flip. Just gonna go through, tie a normal uni knot. Oh, and on that last Baitcaster, it was also 15-pound floor, but you could probably already tell that by how I said I use 15-pound fluorocarbon on everything. My connector knot for this braid to my fluorocarbon is a double uni knot. Cut this tag in. And here we go. Now, this spinning combo is about 25 bucks. Got it from Dick's one day. It's a Lose American Hero. It is a 6'6" medium action. It's actually very good for pitching, and it's a 5:2-to-1 gear ratio. And you can put another one of those Z-Hogs on the back of this, but I'm not going to do that right now. And I'm actually going to show you how to pitch with this baby too. So let's go outside, get on our boat deck, and learn how to pitch. Okay, guys, I got the combos. We're about to get up here on this ledge to make it feel like I'm on a boat deck, even though I know I'm not. Please subscribe so I can get a bass boat. But like I said, some type of boat video is coming up. Maybe a bass boat. You never know. Might have to yell a bit more. Okay, I'm gonna go over the Baitcaster first. So, it's rather simple. You might want to, for beginners, pump your brakes up a bit, but you also like to turn my tension down a bit. I'm going to show you 2 techniques to how I get to my prime technique. The first technique is going to be going straight up. The second technique is going to the side. I learned how to go to the side because my first rod was too short, and that's how I got my most distance. So all you're going to do is I have the jig by its jig head, and if you're using Texas rig, just grab it by the weight. And you're going to come about, and when you're going to the side, I actually like to pull it up a bit higher. So to about where either your first guide is or a bit lower. You're going to come to your hip, come, and just let go. And you're going to get, that's how I get my most distance. And the tip for you, if you're pitching all day, clear your spool every now and then. Now, I'm going to go over the side technique one more time. So come up a bit higher, come. And this is the rod and reel I pitch with the most, so I pitch best with it. Now, the second is you're going to have your bait by your reel. You're going to come straight down and just flick it up like that. So let me show you all that again. So by the reel, you're just going to kind of bring it down to your waist, have your reel kind of just a bit above your waist, and just let go and go up. And you're going to see with every one of these, I kind of go my rod like this so I can quiet it. Because a lot of times you'll be pitching at a fish on a bed or in a bush where they get spooked very easily. I'm going to go over that last one more time just to make sure y'all have it. So, going to come down by a reel, come here, and just flick up like this. Just flick up and let your thumb just barely off your spool so you're not backlashing, but also so it has room. And this one's going to get you more accuracy compared to the last one. So that's where I come to my dream one, or my prime one. I come to my reel. I'm going to kind of come 3/4 of the way. So I'm almost here, but I'm almost here too. So I'm going to come like right here in the middle. I get accuracy and distance, the best of both worlds. So this one, my jig or my Texas rig is going to be by my reel seat. I'm just going to come 3/4 of the way from here and here. So right here, and just aim, drop it in. And that's how you can become a better at pitching with your baitcaster. Now let's talk about pitching with your spinning combo. So, like I said, I'm a timber tickler here. And with the spinning rod, I'm only going to use the first technique that I showed with the baitcaster, except I'm going to bring my jig down to my reel seat. Actually, no, I lie. I'm going to use the second technique. So I'm going to come here because spinning reels, you don't have to worry about the tension. So it's going to go far anyway. So you can kind of come here. You're going to have to do your elbow weird sometimes, but you'll just get used to it to where you go. It's all about the flick when you're coming here because you don't need your elbow up here because now you have slack in your line, which is not good. You're going to hook yourself. It's not going to go far. So you're just going to get used to flicking that wrist real good, as you can see here I'm doing. So I'm going to bring it down to the reel seat. And now that one, I kind of forgot to go down on. But you'll get used to it. So reel seat, and make sure you're just holding it and letting go at the same time. So here and here. Well, that one wasn't just not. But another thing is, if you want to, it's going to be harder to do this because it's spinning off. So what you can do is hold right here and stop your line. But you can almost feather it too by just having your hand. I would say cut that, but I know I ain't going to cut that. But just kind of have your hand right here. Also I got to get a new leader on that. I have knots in this, but just make sure that your line's good and everything. motorcycle just went by, so if that sounded like a jackhammer, it was a motorcycle. Just come here. Yeah, I got a knot somewhere. And this is where clearing your spool comes in. I'll just come here and clear my spool one way. If I was on the boat, I just reel it in quick, because you want to get right back to pitching. If you have poles or spotlight, just gotta put that on. But just come here, and then you'll just feather it. That's it. That's it. That's it. The jigs I used today were Super K Jigs. Awesome company. You've heard me talk about them about 9,000 times. Hand poured, hand tied, and all of the above. Make sure your drag's set too. Never want to miss a fish because your drag ain't set. See if I get down. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at the next video. If y'all want to learn how to tie a beauty knot, spool reel, watch fishing, learn how to shoot a bow, watch hunting, subscribe, leave a comment on what I should do next. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Catch you next time. Curly Outdoors is out.